Senator Al Franken has been accused of sexual abuse um, by a young lady, and her name is Leanne Tweeden. She, at the time of the alleged, and I say alleged charges, because even though she may have pictures of Al Franken, you know, trying to um, do comedy, you know, albeit adult content comedy, which I believe she signed up for when she knew she was going uh, to be entertaining the troops with Al Franken. And so she's accusing Al Franken of sexual abuse charges, and all of this is taking place in the arena of public opinion. Um, Nowadays, you don't have to take somebody to court and sue them and, you know, go through a process of due process. You simply character assassinate them in public, and hopefully you can take their livelihood away from them by making them step down from their positions. This, I think, is why America is in the terrible shape that it is in right now. This sort of, you know, public stoning, as it is, of people, trying to try everything in the court of public opinion. Whether, these charges are true or not, how do we really know that, Al Franken tried to, kiss her, as she says, and force his tongue in her mouth? Not, were there pictures of that? All we have is her word against his. And that kind of evidence, is very flimsy and needs to be um, tried in a court of law, not public opinion. I know there are many cases of women coming forward and accusing um, certain figures of being sexual predators, and I believe most of those allegations by many women that have come forward are probably more than likely true, but at the same time, where is the law? Where is, the courts? Where are the judges and the attorneys, the prosecutor against the defendant? This sort of thing, due process, doesn't seem to be something that's, playing out very well. But, I'm sure that, that really should be what goes on. There should be lawsuits. People should be going to jail because of these tremendously atrocious, predatory sexual abuses. Now, I take a bit of umbrage to the fact that Al Franken is not, I don't think, one of these predators who would, uh, in the past, held people's jobs over their head in order to have actual sexual intercourse with women, which most of these awful predators are doing. Uh, Al Franken was simply trying to be funny in an adult content comedy, and he kind of failed a little bit in some ways, and I believe that now he is, terribly, sorry and kind of ashamed of his past a little bit, but was he a predator, so to speak? Did he, hold her job over her head in order to get sexual favors from her? I don't think so. And so I want to bring up this slide here because here's a picture of Merle Haggard at the White House for the 2010 Kennedy Center's honors. Uh, Here is an individual who, in his early days, got in trouble with the law, and he repeatedly got in trouble with the law until he finally wound up in San Quentin prison, until he finally turned his life around, and now, yeah, he struggled all the way back, to country music uh, fame and success, and now we hail him as practically a national hero. We as Americans, you kind of like that kind of story where someone may have a criminal background, but turns his life around and makes good on it. Which is in a sense, Al Franken, went beyond that. He's a sitting United States senator, and he uh, I during the time that he's been in office, it seems like he's been um, a pretty good senator. He's kind of um, kept himself um, sort of, free from scandals and such. And so anyway, now going to the next. Now he's being accused of a past, incident where this woman here, Leanne Tweeden, is accusing him of these things, which really, in my estimation, you know, she signed up for adult content comedy, and he was trying to be funny in that regard, and I don't think he may or may not have tried to French kiss her. That could be some sort of story that she might have embellished. That's possible. We don't know. This thing hasn't been tried in a court of law where evidence has been produced. I've been doing a little background check on Leanne Tweeden, and she has an affiliation with the Republican Party. Uh, Does that raise any red flags with anybody? Um, there's been a lot of you know women coming forward with accusing, naming names actually of sexual predators, which in the past has been extremely difficult to overcome because of their job situation. Uh, and I applaud. You don't know how much I am so proud of the women who are coming forward and you know are they have the uh, uh, are becoming assertive, and this is really great. I applaud it tremendously. I think finally, women are probably going to get past the glass ceiling, just doing that. And but there can also be situations like this, which happen during an incident where Julian Assange, who was accused of espionage by the United States because he leaked sensitive information, and right after he was accused and wanted for espionage, all of a sudden a couple of women, pop up and saying that he, sexually abused them. Uh, this political, character assassination is not something that goes uncommon. It's not uncommon. And I know Al Franken has been very seriously grilling, like, Attorney General Sessions, and it's not beyond the scope of anybody's imagination that you know the Republican administration is turned on him and wants to somehow get back at him for doing that sort of thing. And now they found somebody who could come forward and try to, you know, catch him in the honey trap, so to speak. The old honey trap, that's where, senators and politicians are, get caught by women, being doing uh, sexually abusing them, you know. Uh, but anyway, so so her affiliation is Republican Party, and it really is my opinion that she is merely, embellishing her story in order to character assassinate Senator Franken, who has mostly kept, himself, his nose clean all this time, and uh, I don't see other women coming forward and accusing him of anything. So this is kind of suspect in my mind. Um, Leanne Tweeden, of course, uh, is this outstanding pillar of society who goes to church every Sunday, and just is someone who can really become quite indignant about any kind of sexual abuse or sexual unwanted advances toward her. Uh, Obviously, she you know just is just that kind of person. So for all you who would like to get a little background on what she's like, you can click on this, what do you call it, link here and read all about what a wonderful humanitarian, um, morally, ethical, uh, pillar she is, and you can read all about it here, I guess. So I hope I shed a little light, a bit, on this subject, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.